Hey, I'm Jeff from The Wild, and we are really excited to announce the launch of our weekly YouTube channel. We've got a lot going on here at the park that happens all year round, even though we're only open 6 to 7 months. People ask us what we do in the off season, where the animals go, and we want to give you a more in-depth look at the behind the scenes, the planning, the different aspects of running a park of 400 animals or more that has so much going on. We've got new exhibits being planned. We've got new areas that we're redoing. We've got so much going on. We never slow down. We never stop planning for the future. We've got a lot of new projects coming up at the park, at the safari, separate from the safari, that we'll be announcing very soon. We've got some new animal additions coming in. We're revamping some enclosures in the off season for spring opening. Just so much stuff going on here. So many new additions, a lot to be excited about. You get to see the different aspects of taking care of the animals in the New York State climate. Like, what do you do with rhinos in the wintertime? Where are they? Where are the giraffe? As opposed to the black bears that can handle our climate. Every aspect of the animal care, the cleaning. It's really extensive what it takes to have a zoo, also to have a zoo in New York State. But we're gonna give you an in-depth look at that, give you some behind the scenes, and give you a view into the world that we live in here at the Wild. So it's January, it's really, really cold outside. We were below zero the past couple days. A lot of people, their most common question is, what do we do with the animals in the wintertime? This building here is obviously our rhino house, and they are from Africa. These are southern white rhinos. So in the planning process of bringing them in, we had to really plan for all the seasons. This is what we came up for our winter housing. We've got different paddocks for them so that we can clean, shift them safely without having our keepers go in with them. And it was a big project. The inside was big, the outside planning was big, but we think that we did a pretty good job. It's functioning well, and our rhinos seem to be enjoying it. We have our 2 southern white rhino twins, which I say twins is very rare. These are the only known twins in the United States, possibly even in the world. Their names are Bert and Ernie. They're about a year old. As you see, they're not full grown now. They will get a lot bigger. They get roughly to about 6,000 pounds. They've got quite a ways to go. Now with this building, we've got it well insulated. We keep the heat at about 70 degrees at all times so that they really stay warm, feel comfortable just as they would in their natural climate. Now, these guys did come in the end of the season, so our visitors didn't get to see them this year. They will be out in the spring as part of our safari. The next rhino we have down here is Kahari over here. He's a 3-year-old rhino. He's probably between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds, so he's still got a little ways to grow, but he is quite a bit larger than them. You'll see they like to make a mess of their hay. These guys, that being said with their names, they are all males. We have a bachelor group here at the Wild, so we'll only have males out for people to see, which is fine. They'll get along really well without a female being in the mix, so we're excited. Rhinos live upwards of 40 years, so we've got a long future ahead with these guys. Their outdoor area is really large. You get a view of them unobstructed, the way that we built the enclosure. It's just a great addition to the Wild. These are one of the species of animals that I never really knew if I'd ever be able to get. They were kind of my bucket list, and through hard work and working with some great people, we were able to bring them into the Wild. So we're really excited about it. There's a lot of education that we can use these guys for conservation. It's saving the species, rhino species in general. It's very important, and these guys are going to be ambassadors for that to help us let you know about the need to protect them. So these guys are a very important part of the Wild and a part of rhino conservation. So we're really excited to add them this year, but this is our rhino building. You'll see our keepers already came in and cleaned here, because with rhinos, they're a big animal, they eat a lot of hay, there's a lot to clean up. So with bringing in the rhinos, there was a lot of planning. One of the main planning parts was their enclosure. It's a rhino, they're the second largest land mammal. They are very powerful. They're upwards of 6,000 pounds when they're full grown. Your normal chain link fence won't work. So you'll see for our rhino exhibit, we have really beefed it up. We've got bracing, we've got heavy duty pipe, we've got everything that you need to properly contain these. Outdoors, we have heavy cable. You want to make it a functioning exhibit. You want it to look good, but you also want to make sure that you can contain the animals properly for public safety, for keeper safety. And you'll see there's 3 different lockdown areas we shift them to. We have roller slide gates. That's so when we're moving them for cleaning, our keepers never actually have to be inside with the rhinos. So it's a very important thing. at the Wild is safety. We put a big focus on it for the animals, for the guests, and for our employees. So as we leave the rhino area, we come over back to the zoo, and we're in some of our exhibit area. You'll see our Bitterong enclosure is empty as they need to go inside for the heat also. Next to it though, you'll see our fisher, which are native to our area. Our fisher is able to stay out all year round because they're used to it. We give fish a nice house that it can go in, packed with straw in the wintertime to stay warm, but the cold doesn't really bother fish. And that is the different aspects that are involved with the zoo, with planting different species that we bring in. Okay, we're gonna bring in this species. What type of housing, what type of weather can it handle? Where do we have to put it in the wintertime? Where can it stay out in the winter? So there's a lot of planning with new animals that come in. It's obviously easier with the animals that can stay out year round and can handle the cold. But it's just part of running the zoo. We want to have a wide array of animals, variety for people to see. So some animals have to have the heat, some can stay out, and it's all just part of it.